Hey there, guys. This is Brandon from Not Enough Podcast. Today on Late Night Earbites, we're going to do something special. My best friend's Nicole is going to come on to talk about Rita Ora's Girls and its implications. So, here we go. Hello.
Hello.
Wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, I like this a lot, actually.
I think this is. I don't want to shout him out, but like Anchor is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I cannot believe that we've managed to finally do this.
I know, right? It's been a long time coming, honestly.
And this has made it possible.
Thank you, Anchor. So this is Nicole, one of my best friends,
Hey, guys.
and like I said, we're going to talk about Rita Ora and girls.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, version of the song, I guess.
What did you want to start on? Like, do you want to start on the lyrics?
I mean, yeah, sure, let's start on the lyrics.
Okay. So I was looking at the lyrics earlier, or I was watching like there's like a lyrical video for it,
Uh-huh.
and I think I finally kind of get the problem with it.
Okay.
So it says, and last night we got with the dude. I saw him. He was looking at you. So I said, hey. And then it starts talking about, just sometimes just want to kiss girls, girls, girls.
Uh-huh.
I realize my voice is not the best for portraying this song, but
Not quite an actual.
I was trying to do like spoken word, which is not a thing that, nope, should not do that.
And honestly, it took me a second because I thought maybe you're still just talking.
Oh man,
And
that's
I
not
was like,
good.
oh, wait, no, those are the lyrics. That's true.
Oh, that's great.
Um, anyways, one more time.
Uh,
You saw a dude and he was looking at you.
Yeah, and then she says, "Hey," and then she goes into the thing about sometimes she just wants to kiss girls, 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 and so
Yeah.
I can see how it can be read as like she's only like saying this in response to the guy looking at the other girl, and
Uh-huh.
I can't like it's like I can't really tell the intent of that, like whether it's like for the guy or for herself that she's like going into this chorus about wanting to kiss girls. I think that's what the issue is.
Um, so my only right before that, she's literally like, all summer we've been in the booth, 68 Chevy with nothing to do.
Right.
So they're all summer they've had this thing, but last night they made it a little bit more interesting when we got with the dude.
Interesting. Hmm.
It's like, so what if they're having this like summer fling, and last night they had a summer fling threesome.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right. So if it's I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, that part is Charlie XCX.
Right. 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 But like, is it? I can't tell if like okay
Who
if
cares what it's meant for?
I can't.
For what night?
I have to read into it because Haley Kiyoko read into it, so I have to be like now I have to argue for her side.
Um, Let me think.
Do, um, did you want to like? Can I like read Haley Kyoko's response real quick?
Yeah, please do actually.
Okay, so I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit, like, or like I'm just gonna like get some quotes. Uh, it's important for us artists to use our platforms to move the cultural needle forward, not backwards. Um, and then she talks about the song, or like she mentions that there's a new song out, and it's obviously referencing this. And she says she literally has a knot in her stomach. Um, and even though she supports other artists who like are willing, who are free to express themselves
Mm-hmm.
and applaud, obviously male and female artists who are opening up about like their like sexualities. Um, she thinks that the messaging is tone deaf, and it does more harm than good for the LGBTQ plus community.
Uh-huh.
And she thinks the song fuels the male gaze while marginalizing the idea of women loving women. And she thinks we can and should do better. So that's her like argument, which I I guess I have a similar, yeah, come from a similar like line of thought at least. What is your thought of this?
See, because I really like Haley Kiyoko. I like her music. I like how outspoken she is. I love that she's created this conversation just to like get that all out of the way for all your listeners. I support her. I love her. I wish that she would like come right out and like quote lyrics and quote segments because I don't get it. You know, I knew this is what we were going to be talking about tonight, so I listened to the song a couple different times throughout the day to like keep it in mind and think about what I wanted to say about it. And listening through the lyrics over and over and over again, I think she's making it more limiting by saying that maybe in this instance when they get with the guy, maybe she's more polyamorous than not. You know, maybe she likes having men and women together at the same time.
Hmm.
And it's almost insulting to think that the only way that's possible is if like we make it for the male benefit, not female benefit.
Hmm.
You know?
I see. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Hmm. Okay, so all right. All right. So I think that like kind of ties into. Oh well, okay. I was gonna. I just want to note like Kaylani also said something about the lyrics, and I don't know. Okay, I guess can we talk about like kind of who we're talking about like identity, like someone's identity, like sexual identity,
Mm-hmm.
and specifically talking about celebrities and kind of how they're held, like whatever their identities are is kind of it becomes a mold that people will fit themselves into just to feel it sometimes feel comfortable. I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone here, but I'm
I
probably
feel like
not.
that, I mean, not everyone's experience is the same, but I would agree that that is like a way that a lot of people become more comfortable in general.
Hmm.
For sure, yeah. But yeah.
So then like with this song, I don't know, it's just like I worry how it's going to be, how what that mold would be, like what would be kind of the effect of this song.
I don't think there necessarily has to be a mold like made from the song. I don't see how it's possible necessarily. Like so I was on Genius, right? Looking
Mm.
at the lyrics and it has the meanings and stuff.
Yeah,
And it starts off saying, so the very first line is her name is Laura. We learned a lot of, you know,
yeah,
and we say that that's in reference to Cara, uh, Cara. I don't know how to say her last name.
Deb,
Delevingne.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like they're talking about like a summer fling, you
Hmm.
know, like all summer we've been in the boo, referencing Malibu. and then they have a threesome one night. They're just talking about a fun time. Red wine, they drink red wine throughout the summer, maybe. You know, like, I really don't think that someone should be making a mold out of a fun summer song. We don't do that with lots of heterosexual songs, you know? Why does this one
Well,
have to be a particular mold?
okay, so that's okay. So that's interesting. Ooh, I really want to come back to that because like I feel like there's like a whole thing about that that I really want to talk about that.
Which
You want to? Is it cool if we
which
like
aspect of it?
like the idea of like why this is such a like why this is why this can become a mold, why this probably why I think it'll probably become a mold at least.
Okay, interesting. All right, yeah.
Just yeah, I you were telling me earlier about like how it's like more ambiguous, you know, and it's more about normalization, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was waiting for you.
Um, so like what about that, or what about the song is kind of ambiguous and kind of normalizes not any like non-traditional relationships.
Well, if we look into Cardi's verse, she talks
Mm,
about, she says, now I could be your lipstick just for one night. Girls just want to have fun and have their funds right. Right? So this is like, she's saying, yeah, I'm not into girls, but like for one night, this could be fun. You know? Like
right.
all these
Okay.
little aspects, it's more of, I feel like, a female empowerment song than like an LGBTQ kind of thing. You know? Like it's
Okay.
it's making that statement that, hey, yes, like I'm into guys and girls, this is fun. But then Cardi's also like, yeah, this is my thing, this is my one decision. It's like, it doesn't have to be a continuous thing to like girls. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be a continuous thing for anyone to like guys either, though. You know,
Hmm.
like you and I
Interesting.
have conversations about, like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, like I'm really into guys right now, but it's like, oh no, I'm really into girls right now. Like you can
Right.
go back and forth. Like your sexuality is on a spectrum. The spectrum's huge, you know? So it's like having to like say that this is making a mold is like saying that it's a box. You know, there are boxes to check off when that's not quite the case.
Yeah. All right. That's pretty interesting. I think I agree. Yeah. No, I think I agree because basically, I exactly. You know, I don't think that it's not set. It's not set at all. Um, and I think it's interesting that it's this is being explored like from a female perspective, and I totally see what you're talking about when about female empowerment now because frankly, like female sexuality just isn't discussed as much as male sexuality. I don't think in our society. It's like more now, but like I don't know. It's just interesting to see like why is that? You know, it's just interesting to
Yeah.
me.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, it's interesting to talk about with someone who like would be like, who is like so down for like, you know, women empowerment. Like how can we put them into?
Right.
So it's like,
I think you, I don't know. I feel like your perspective is like perfect for this because I don't know. You just obviously for once you like you kind of like you get that like. Anyways, yeah, get the whole patriarchy thing better than I do for
down
sure.
with the patriarchy.
Oh gosh,
Let's start evolution from
that's
the song.
honestly it could
I'm
happen. I
down.
mean,
Also, just like side note, I really love when Cardi says, "I steal your bitch." Have her down with the scissor too. Like that.
oh man, I used to not like Cardi B, but like she's slowly becoming one of my favorite like rappers,
Yeah, I mean,
honestly.
I was not down with her when she like was with like Bodak Yellow and stuff. I remember having like really intense debates about how I thought On Fleek deserved so much more attention than
Huh,
Bodak Yellow. But
interesting.
like
Okay.
after that, I got really, really, really into her, and I like her as a person too. Like she's just so
Yeah. She's like the most fun person ever, right?
yeah. But now she's pregnant, so she can't
Like,
party.
oh man, that's oh well.
Maybe for my half birthday party, because I told you how for like my 22nd birthday, my theme was party like Kesha. So now
Mm.
it's gonna be party like Barty.
Oh
That
my
would be so
gosh.
fun.
Please do that. Please. Oh,
You
that's so
should
great.
come visit around my half birthday time.
I will gladly do
That's the
that.
middle
Oh
of
my
July,
gosh.
so that gives you a little bit more time to save too.
Oh man. You are I love it. You're not even like you're not so not even on the podcast. It's great. It's great. I love it.
And then yeah, it'll be perfect. Perfect time to move out here. That's when I knew the first time. Beginning of July.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, okay. All right. We're gonna take like a quick break, and then we're gonna we can talk about like the politics like around this issue. I feel like we can like get into that.
That's fun. Yeah, let's do that for sure.
All right.
I don't think I will ever get over how cool this is.
I was literally screaming how cool this was, like right before you answered. It's so cool.
Like it gave me a little recording of like some really nice voice, and it was like, you're about to start recording. If you're not ready, don't connect now. And I was
Oh,
like, that's so fun. I'm gonna start recording.
oh my gosh, Anchor might be the best thing ever. I,
Uh,
I, I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
like I'm literally smiling so big. It's so cool.
Oh man, they are great. Oh, all
Um,
right. So we're back.
we're here.
We are still here. Hope you didn't go anywhere. Not wait, not you. Sorry, the people.
Honestly, I did not move from my bed. I am
Uh,
recording this in my bed. I'm so happy.
oh, that's awesome. I'm sitting on a couch, so it's a step down from bed, but like
But
still.
not that big of a step. Depends on
Yeah,
the couch though, honestly.
it is a sleeper couch technically, but like I'm not like laying on it like a sleeper couch. So
I like the idea of you just sitting in like a dark living room right now, just sitting up on like the corner of a couch.
how weird. That would be really
Or my
weird.
cigarette burning in an ashtray, even though you don't smoke.
Oh my gosh, that would be that's hilarious.
Like I might just light a candle right now just for the vibe. I need my life on my side.
Oh gosh. Oh. Okay, so
Candle is burning.
I that's good. The mood is set and
I'm prepared for this conversation.
okay, cool. So sexuality politics
Mm-hmm.
and like what's I think people have been calling also considering it under identity politics, I guess. I don't know. I it's usually used I don't in a way that I don't like, so I don't want to use that term, but like I think that people would understand it if I said identity politics.
But your identity's so big.
Right.
That like goes into like beyond sexuality, you know, like how you identify as a whole, I guess.
It's used like for like racial like politics as well, and it just kind of like anything that's not like and gender. So like anything that's not a white man, anyone that's not a white man, you know. So
I
like
like that.
that's yeah, it's. I mean
I just don't like
that's
that. That's hilarious.
that's the grouping for some reason. I wonder why that is. Who came up with that term?
I don't know. I don't know. That's
Uh,
so.
oh man. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How is an identity group defined in like this culture? Like what is it that? Because I don't know. I feel like we kind of came to like a good place like of understanding about the song. So like just in the wider culture, talking about this kind of thing, like how are non-straight women viewed, and like as a group, how are they like defined and like viewed in the culture? Like, or how do you see it?
I mean, I still feel like there's a lot of denial of women not being attracted to men. You know, like that's still like a mind blowing concept that like women can not be attracted to men. You know,
Yeah.
but then also as like I know I told you the story, but like as a bisexual woman, that's also like a very problematic thing because it's like people do view bisexuals as still being like confused.
Hmm.
You know, there's still like a, oh well, like you're still like mostly attracted to men though, right? And like even I feel like bisexual men, it's like no, he's definitely gay. Like he's still just he's gay. He's in denial.
For sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like either way, it's like nope, you're still only attracted to men.
It's so interesting. Isn't that weird? Why is everything focused on? Wait, never mind. I know the answer.
Down with the patriarchy now.
Like, it's just we were talking about this earlier. How like everything like kind of ties back into like toxic masculinity. Like a lot of the problems in our society tie back to toxic masculinity.
Yes, absolutely. I would agree with that 150%.
That's so much. Oh God.
If there's anything I have to say about like any issue, it does go back to masculinity.
God.
Making men feel better about themselves, about being men.
For some reason,
Specifically white men. Yeah.
yep. It's the yeah.
And
That's
I mean, I feel like there's also like masculinity problems within races too.
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
like this is something we've talked about before. Like, you know, like a lot of and like the black community refuse to like acknowledge mental illness and
Yeah.
it's I've heard that it is like harder to come out as gay as a man in like the black community. And then
Yeah.
think about transgender
Mhm.
murder rates, like
Yeah.
that's a lot higher too. Like
Yeah. It's really bad.
oh, so many issues.
Yeah. It's interesting how things what's sociology, there's this term like matrix of domination. So like the all the isms like they stack on each other. So like if you happen to be a black trans woman, or a Hispanic gay man, it's just like these things like they add up, and it's not it's not good. It's definitely not good.
I mean, it makes sense though if you think about it. Like think of zero being like the average, right?
Right.
And then you like take away a point for not being white, take
Mm.
away a point for being gay, take away a point for being gay and transgender, both.
Right.
Like
Wow.
you keep adding up negatives.
Man, it's that really makes you think about like how our society is structured. Like I know we've been talking about it already, but like, and okay, so I kind of don't want to go into this, but like I feel like we have to.
Okay.
Like a lot of think pieces came out after Trump's election that the white men feel like they're at the bottom of the totem pole now, and I know, I know,
Hilarious.
that's
I
I
was trying
know.
hard not to laugh, but like I was like, no, I just have to.
It's because like okay, so
I'm sorry that you don't need to like be paid attention to, that you have your rights. So yes, we're not going to focus on the white man for a second.
they just couldn't take it, I guess, you know.
That's where is like the whole like what I don't even know Meninism, like not
Oh
feminism, but Meninism.
yeah, that ridiculous thing. It is. I mean, just not smart. It's not good. It's filled with like this idea of like it literally is hinged on misogyny. Like the idea of it is hinged on misogyny. That like women are the problem. It's like they don't see there is no need. I mean, there's not a need for this.
Yeah,
It's like it invalidates itself. Its own existence, is invalidating. I don't know. I don't know why that's the thing.
it's. I mean, the same people who started that movement are the same people who think that feminists just really hate men.
Oh my gosh. All right. So I've asked people before, like, if they believe in feminism or like if they consider themselves a feminist, and I generally get that response, like quite a bit of the more times than I was expecting to, because I'm only very recently like learning, like, frankly, like a lot about feminism and like a lot of feminist thought, but like so like it just got me thinking, like, who identifies as that, talking about
Yeah.
identity somehow. Yeah,
So interesting.
it's very confusing. um
It's funny actually. Like the other day at work, this girl was asking me. She's like, "So who are you? Like when someone, well, when someone thinks of you, like what do you want them to think? Like who are you? Like who are you as a person?"
mhm.
So my first thought is like literally, well, I am a crazy liberal feminist, and I feel like I will happily embody that. Like I want to be known as someone who's like passionate about equality because that's what feminism means, is equality.
Thank you for stating that, because I think it still needs to be said because it's still not understood. And yeah, like you were saying.
I also feel like your listeners should know that as like I'm talking about my experiences with everything, I am talking from a point of privilege also as a white female. So like my experience with dealing with this is definitely from like a unique perspective or privileged perspective. So
Okay.
making that known.
I feel like most people would not have taken the time to say that. I'll just say it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, all right, so about this idea of like representation. And I think that this ties a little bit back into the song and also into Wonder Woman, which I enjoyed. Um,
Which I still have not seen yet, sadly.
Interesting. Okay.
It came out while I was like in the middle of nowhere. So
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
yeah.
I I'm curious. There was this article that came out, I believe it was in April, about representation being a problem. It was written by this older white man who was, he considers himself liberal, and he was talking about how he felt like he got passed over for a job because a woman got the position instead of him. He felt like it, but then he went into like as it kind of as he talked about it more, and he was like kind of trying to explain his position. He mentioned that he still got another job. Like he was fine. Like he got another job. Like he had another job. Like just ready to. And I think that I don't know. So sorry, I'm gonna shorten that really quick. Um, sorry, one second.
No.
Um, okay. So what I'm curious about is, so like what is how does representation kind of fit into like our world, and like what defines representation? Is it just like I don't know.
I mean, okay, so growing up, I definitely never saw anyone talk about like bisexuality in the media, on
Mm-hmm.
TV and movies. That wasn't a thing that was talked about. And
Hmm.
I feel like I got really lucky being bisexual, because I could just talk about my like for boys, and that was normal. You know, um,
Interesting.
I didn't realize that not liking girls wasn't normal until like middle school. When people started making gay jokes and stuff, and then I was like, oh wow, like
Hmm.
that's not normal. Then only liking boys, so like I got to focus on that. And I feel like I definitely
Interesting.
probably would have been happier if I knew that it was like a thing to like both boys and girls.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's definitely
Huh.
probably impacted how like I view my own sexuality now. Like I still will be like way more comfortable talking about guys rather than girls with people and stuff.
Yeah, that's. I I think I don't know, that uncomfortability is like, is that like a manifestation of our like collective, our societal, view of, because as much progress has been made, I don't think, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people agree with me here, but like I don't think that we're even close to like being in a good place as far as how society views the LGBTQ community.
I don't.
I don't think. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just was just saying it. Yeah, I agree.
So, okay, so like kind of tying into like Wonder Woman a little bit, just because. So in the same way that Wonder Woman's kind of was kind of picked apart by like 1,001 think pieces as was it feminist enough, and like all these there's a lot of things about the feminism of it. In the same way, I think that this song is being picked apart as, is it, does it like fit in the LGBTQ community? And I think the problem is that it's on, it's so limited. Like the field is so limited. There's not that much that out there that talks about it. And I think the same place that society was, that we haven't moved that far from from the place society was when you were growing up, or the one I was growing up, because there's still very few representations. Like I remember Will and Grace being one, like it was one of maybe two shows that I'd seen that had anything to do with the LGBTQ community, like at all. Um, but now, I mean, now we have what, like a lot of things that at least reference it, or at least treat it as kind of a normal.
Yeah.
It's more normalized, at least.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, not nearly as many as I think there should be, and not like about
Right.
different types of sexuality, but there are more for
Hmm.
sure. Like the Fosters is the first one that comes to my mind.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
13 Reasons Why.
Yep. There we go. Yeah.
Um, Supernatural has some.
Okay. Wow.
Um,
Yeah. That's a great.
the
Yeah.
Office.
Great reference. Oh, right. Yeah. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Yeah.
they first one of the main, like first main bi characters.
So like, yeah, there's like inclusions,
Mhm.
mentions and stuff, which is nice. But
Feels like we're still not there.
yeah, like I should be able to like think of more. But
Yeah. It should be more than I can count on my
yeah,
hands, you know? Oh
but
man.
for sure, like we definitely, and we hold things that are like supposed to be like, everyone imagined Wonder Woman as being like this super feminist female empowerment movie, but in all honesty, like it's a movie. It's a depiction of a
Yeah.
comic book. Like if it wasn't feminist enough, it was going to be, oh, like it wasn't actually like the Wonder Woman comics. You know, like either way, it was gonna be teared apart for something.
Yeah,
Like
I
everyone's
completely
always gonna
agree.
find something wrong with something. So.
So that okay, that ties into what to this. You said something about political statements earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You said something about like not everything is has to be a political statement, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You wanna, I don't know, you want to talk about that a little bit? I feel like
yeah. I mean,
that perfectly ties in here.
if you're trying to normalize an idea, then it
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't always have to be a super powerful political statement. You know, like there's what's it called? There's a song. Let me see if I can find the name of it. Oh, Spar. There's a song called Spar, and it's a rap song. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I just scrolled past it. But it's a political song.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Dreezy, and it has Black and Kodak Black in it, and
Interesting.
it's a song about politics, about social issues, and that's what it's meant to do. That is meant to make a political statement. You know, like this
Hmm.
song, "Girls," does not have to make a political statement. You know, why does some just because it's an LGBT song, that's expecting so much? Like, no, we can begin to normalize it, but everything that we make an attempt to normalize it has to be political. No, let me just make a song about how I like a girl and we had a threesome one night. That's it.
I feel like we've gotten to the point where this, so like politicization is basically like when something is politicized, what people are looking for is a performance. Like if we want true normalization to just to someone to be able to just exist truly, like to themselves, then we can't expect everything to be a performance, everything to be a political motivator. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, it's very interesting to me.
I mean, that's like
Kind
going
of
against going like taking all of Haley Kiyoko's songs and being like, oh, this is about a girl, but what are you saying about it though? You know, like oh, like there's a song literally about how she's trying to take a girl away from a dude. Like,
right.
where's the politics in that? What's morally okay about stealing someone's girlfriend? You know, just because you're a girl
Oh,
doesn't mean you can do that. That's mean still.
oh
So
man,
like,
it's ironic.
yeah, it's like, what do you are setting such a high standard for music when there's like, I can point out issues in your songs too. You know, like they're not perfect. You're not a perfect
Right.
person.
That's a really good point. I mean, yeah, I really don't have anything else to add. I, you just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. I mean, even though I don't like the song necessarily, like just I don't like the chorus just because I don't think it sounds good, but like I don't think there's anything wrong with girls. I really don't.
I think you've convinced me, and I completely agree now.
Yes.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, I thank you very much for being on this podcast with me. It has been awesome.
It has. Thank you for having me. I'm glad we finally got to do it.
And definitely expect there to be more Nicole because she's like one of my favorite people. So, you know,
There's
don't be surprised.
no one else I'd rather spend time talking about political issues with, honestly. So,
Same. All right. Thank you.
of course, I'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. So that was great talking to Nicole. Her Instagram is at Nicole Nicole dot underscore dot Mae, Mae. Follow her. She's legit, obviously. And just to let you guys know, next time I'll be talking with Sean, a friend of mine, on social issues as political pop culture. Again, thanks for listening, guys.